Hey Swirly Savages! Today I'm going to just show you a little bottle that I altered, and I used some of the Finnabair fabric. This is like the burlap, the really tight woven, and then some of the sculpture medium. And I'm just covering the entire fabric here so I can cover the bottle. My original thought was I was going to have some draping and folds on this. I got too frustrated with that, so this piece is really too big for that. I ended up trimming it down. So if you're following along for the first time and doing a small bottle, just keep in mind you only need enough to wrap around the bottle unless you're going to try to do the draping. Okay, so then I used some twine to gather at the top of the bottle and kind of hold it in place. And what I accidentally did not show on here is the zipper that I attached diagonally across the front of the bottle. And I've got it opened up, and that's just going to add a little interest to the bottle, so to speak. So we're getting this all laid out here, and I've cut off the extra at this point and folding under the edges and just kind of butting that up against the teeth of the zipper. And I'm just going to go ahead and open that back up here so we've got some more of the bottle peeking out. Drying it like this kind of helped it shrink up against the bottle, and I kind of like how that turned out. So there you go. Now I'm just adding some lace. These are different Prima laces to the bottle for some texture. We're going to cover all this with gesso, so it doesn't really matter if anything matches up at all. And then we're going to start adding some metals. Didn't add too many. This is a technique that we learned to do on some canvases, and I just thought I'd try it on a bottle and see how it turned out. So you don't need a whole lot of pieces for this. So I'm using some of the Tim Holtz stars, some of the clock pieces, bottle caps, clear gems, gears. I'm just getting those placed on there using 3D gloss gel. And again, we're going to cover everything with gesso, so it does not matter if anything matches up. I did use some of the brads that we got in the latest kit, so they're the ones that look like screw tops or screw heads, and I just cut the brad off so I could actually use 3D gloss gel to attach the screw head to the bottle. I'm going to do that clippy at the top. I've got an idea for that. I'll show you in a minute. Alright, now we're just going to go ahead and cover it with gesso. Go ahead and get the teeth of the zipper and everything. That's fine because we're going to come back and hit it with some wax to make it stand out again. So that's okay. This is just so we've got a good base for our paint. I decided to go ahead and add some clear crackle paste just randomly on the bottle. That way we'll have some cracks on there as well that we can fill in later. And this is the Patina acrylic paint by Prima. Covering the whole bottle with this, getting down into the folds and the crevices and everything with this. And then we're going to go back and hit it with some other colors and with some artesian powders, even some Lindy's Stamp Gang Mist to bring out all the details. Oh, and don't forget the waxes. We're going to use those too. And art stones and mini art stones and even some of the mini beads. We're going to use those as well. We're going to have lots of fun here. Alright, we got that done. Now we're going to do some of the waxes, and this is the white gold. And I'm using that on the teeth of the zipper to bring those back out, as well as the clock hand and the clip and the screw heads. And this is a robin's egg paint. I think this is also by Prima. I was using that to kind of tone down the acrylic paint. I thought it was a little bit too shiny, so this is going to tone it down a little bit. And then we're going to hit it with a different acrylic paint. This is a darker blue. And that's just to add some interest and bring out some of the texture from the laces and the crackle paste that we added earlier. Okay, then I took some Lindy Stamp Gang, and this is the Buccaneer Bay blue. So it's a blue with some brown. And this is the artesian powder. And again, that's just to bring out some of the detail. I'm going to get down in the folds of the fabric and behind the zipper there. And hitting on the crackle so you can see all of that. So now we're going to have fun with the art stones. So we're going to use some 3D gloss gel. I'm just using a palette knife and kind of sticking that, tucking it in around some pieces to fill in some of the open spots that we have. And starting with the regular art stones and then fill in with the mini art stones. And then we're going to hit that with a heat gun, get that to dry. And we're going to go ahead and color the art stones now with some watercolors by Prima. So I just used a blue, and I actually ended up toning it down a little bit with some of the Lindy Stamp Gang Mist. Alright, more 3D gloss gel into some crevices, and now what I'm going to be doing is adding some micro beads, and these are the silver micro beads. And then I had some glitter in a tray. It's just a silver and black that was mixed together, so I kind of sprinkled that on top. And that's a Heidi Swapp word. That's a wooden word with some glitter on top. And some 49 and Market flowers to kind of soften things up a bit. Just using a hot glue gun to attach those. Decided I needed some words, so I got some of the small talk or chit chat from Tim Holtz. Inked the edges of those up, attached those also with the hot glue gun. And we are pretty much done. Went and stole a wine cork out of the kitchen and stuck that down in the bottle. And this is one of Frank Garcia's crowns that I attached with 3D gloss gel, and then did some glitter in the top, and that's that chunky silver glitter. And that's just to cover that up.